talking about adversity. Have you ever had a time where literally you feel like all hell is breaking loose? You're supposed to be doing something, it's supposed to be amazing, and it's just not really going how you saw it in your mind. If you've ever been there, I totally have myself. In fact, I had one of those nights tonight. So it was really interesting. So I'm here, we were doing an event. We usually get a huge turnout of people, lots of people coming in from all over the place. And about 10, 15 minutes before we're ready to kick this thing off, lo and behold, the power goes out. I don't know if you've ever had anything happen like that, but air conditioning gone, projector gone, music gone, computer, all of it, it was all gone. And so we're going to talk a little bit about overcoming adversity, because surely if you are a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're someone out there and you're pushing and you're striving in network marketing, you will face an occasional challenge. Because if you're in network marketing, if you're pushing to go to the next level, if you're really wanting to see some breakthrough in your life, with great reward comes great obstacles. And so I had one of those nights where I did have some challenges and some obstacles. But you know what? It's so interesting because so much of it is not what happens to you, but rather how we choose to respond. And years ago, when I was still in junior high, I was given an amazing gift. I had this opportunity to meet a gentleman. His name is Viktor Frankl. I don't know if you know that name, but Viktor Frankl wrote a book. I believe the title of it is called Night. And it's basically him sharing his story. He was growing up in Germany. And he was one that actually went through the concentration camps and had that whole experience where his family was taken from him, his possessions were taken from him. And he was given basically the one last opportunity that we all have, which is the power to choose how we respond to something. And he has something that he shared. It's a famous quote of his, but he said, in between stimulus and response is a space. And what you choose to do with that space is going to determine your freedom. It's going to determine the next moments of your life. And it's so very interesting because in life, we do face things that come our way that didn't turn out how we were hoping for. If you've ever had one of those moments, put an amen in the comment section so I know you are with me. Whether it's you were talking to a prospect and you thought they were going to be awesome, you thought they were going to be the one, you thought they were going to get started, and they're like, is this one of those pyramid things, right? Or perhaps, you were, meeting somebody for the very first time and you're new and you're trying to prospect and you saw it playing out differently in your mind. Whatever the case may be, we all have different things that we go through. And so a couple of food for thoughts on how we handle those challenges. First and foremost, just like Viktor Frankl says, is we have the power to choose. He says in his book, one of the last human freedoms that we have is the ability to choose our own attitude regardless of the circumstances. And so I think that's really powerful because sometimes you are going to have those moments where you have a little drama in the house, you have, things breaking loose that you did not intend for. And so just really working through that in your mind is so, so very important. So 3 tips for you to handle and overcome adversity. The first thing is you really just want to focus on what you can control. A lot of times, like here I am today, we're like ready to go down and boop, power went out. We popped the circuit is what happened actually. I'm quite sure. And so what we can control? We started looking for, hey, what are the other options? How can we make this work? So really focusing on what you can control is a big thing because it's easy for many of us to get in a phase where we focus on the thing that we can't control. We're looking at the problem, we're looking at the drama, we're looking at, this can't be happening right now, right? But that's out of our control. What can we control? That's what we need to focus on. That's the first thing for you. The second thing is, so many times we expect life to be easy. We expect it to just kind of be this easy breezy thing that comes along. And here's what I've found. And many of the famous leaders, famous thought thinkers, they talk about this, is that, your ability to overcome adversity it's a character skill that you're able to develop. It's something where if you can, exercise that muscle, if you can get better in that area, then when the winds of life blow, which they will blow, it's not going to knock you over, because you're going to have the power, you're going to have the ability to overcome when the challenges come your way. So sometimes we don't enjoy the experience very much, right? But just knowing, hey, in the back of your mind, this is building who I am. Hey, in the back of your mind, this is building my ability to handle challenge, my ability to handle drama, my ability to handle things that come up randomly that we weren't expecting, right? And not getting knocked off your kilter, not letting it throw you all out of whack is huge. And so that is the second thing. Now, the third tip I have for you is probably something that you have heard before. Don't sweat the small stuff. And you know what? Most of it is small stuff. When we look into the future, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, most of the stuff we deal with nowadays, it just doesn't matter. And so not getting all bent out of shape, not taking ourselves too seriously, learn how to laugh, learn how to have a good time, learn how to just roll with the punches and push through to find the joy in whatever your situation is, whatever your problem is, whatever your drama is. And so those are my 3 tips for you. You've heard the words of advice from Viktor Frankl. I mean, to me, it's so amazing how a man who's had literally everything stripped from his life can have such a positive attitude. I mean, here we are in a day and age where, like, if our Wi-Fi doesn't work, we have a little conniption fit, right? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. If it doesn't load fast enough on our computer, we're like, come on, somebody, right? And so just the ability to choose our own attitude, no matter what comes our way, it's your power. You have it in your hands. You don't have to give it to anybody else. You can control that 100% of the time. So take it, use it, apply it in your life. And if you're at a spot right now where you're really like, hey, I need to exercise my power, it's time to get my game on, get my business rolling faster than what it has been. Oftentimes what I find is that us as individuals, sometimes we have things that we need to work through in our own lives, in our own thought process, in our own way that we handle stuff or view certain things or view the past. We have things that kind of have a tendency to trap us and hold us down. And so if you're at a spot in your life where you're feeling like, hey, I am ready for the breakthrough. I'm ready to get to the finish line. I'm ready to rank on up. I'm ready to earn, replace my income, whatever it is that you're really ready to see happen in your life. And deep down in your heart that there's been something that's been holding you back. If that's you, then I have something that will help you. I put together something that is specifically designed for that type of a scenario. It's the 10-step process for getting out of your own way, cutting through the crap, and finally rank advancing, finally receiving your breakthrough. So if you'd like to go through that process, I know for a fact that you're gonna see results in your life. If you follow these 10 steps and you do the exercises that's in that training, there is no way you just couldn't help yourself from being successful on the other end of it. So it's my gift to you. Click on the link that's listed in the description and you're gonna get the opportunity to go through that bonus training. I hope you thoroughly enjoy it. I know it's gonna be a huge blessing for your life. And that is it for tonight, my friends. It's been so great to be with you all. Feel free to share if this added some value in your life. Pass it along to a friend, pass it along to some people in your team, because oftentimes we have stuff that comes our way and we have to know how to handle it better. So nobody better to listen to than the words of Viktor Frankl. So take care, be blessed, have an amazing night, and I'll see y'all next time.
For more great training and to receive your free bonus training, the 10-step process for getting out of your own way and finally rank advancing, visit summergeronimo.com.